see a red door and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness grows. I see a line of cars and they are painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I see the people turn their heads and quickly look away. Like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door and must have painted it black. Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the facts. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black. No more will my green sea turn to a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until the darkness goes. Welcome to the Mega Happy Hour, the last edition of the Happy Hour here on Studio Live today. That was, of course, the Rolling Stones, not a Rolling Stones, but the Rolling Stones from all the way back in 1966, kicking us off with Paint It Black there. That one actually won the vote. We put it to a vote. There's been a few votes over on the community tab on the channel through the week of which different songs we would play. Hello to the folks who are here live. Metallion58 joining us from Montreal. I don't think you've missed a single week. What are we, week 11 or 12 on this one? I think you've been here every week, Metallion. Love you and the support you give the channel. We've got 1000 Watts who's here as well. Scott is here checking in. We've got Beaver Bear. I like the little avatar there. That looks very cool. Hope you are doing well. Tom Richel is here. Scott says that's a nice opener. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna count up from the 60s. We've got a bit of time here today. We're gonna keep it pretty casual and laid back in this one, but yeah, got a lot of tunes to play to get through. We'll have a beverage or two, so settle back. If you're here live and you got things to say or memories to share about the different eras and decades as we count our way on through, then please throw them here in the chat, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or elsewhere. And yeah, if you're watching on the replay, leave a comment. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on the tunes we're playing here today and what did I miss. I mean, I'm going to miss a lot, let's be honest, because I can't play all of these songs because there's too many of them. But we are on talking the 60s, so we did, like I said, I put it to a vote here. Let's jump over and see. Over on the community tab here on Studio Live today, we took a little bit of a poll here, so we're just going to share my screen so you can take a look at what actually won and what the first one was. So the Animals were narrowly beaten out. They got 24% of the votes. We've got the Rolling Stones, 38% with Paint It Black. Elvis got a bit of love there, Can't Help Falling in Love. Sloop John B, the Beach Boys. I know many folks are pretty passionate that that one should have got up. And then Turn by the Birds, our fourth runner-up. Is that a nice way to say loser? Last place there. We did put the 60s to 2 votes. So I'm playing two songs, or sometimes a few more from each decade. We're going to play another 60s song here, and as I scroll up here, what you'll notice is that the next 60s vote here was a bit of a landslide, and it wasn't surprising. I almost didn't put a Beatles song in here because I thought if I put a single Beatles song in here, it's going to win. So I actually handicapped the Beatles by putting two Beatles songs in the vote here, and Eleanor Rigby still won with nearly 50% of the votes. I think you just call that 50% in some elections, don't you? When you get about 47% of the votes. Ooh, burn. Pete gets political. Not really. Then we've got Mrs. Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel, Happy Together, the Turtles, and the Poor Monkeys only got 8%. So they are the least liked band of the 60s, according to voting, arbitrary random voting here on Studio Live today. So that, of course, means that the next song that I need to play is indeed that Beatles track called Eleanor Rigby. So let me bring it up on here. We'll turn up the mic here. For those watching, please, if you can let me know the balance. We've got a few songs to get through, so if my guitar or vocal are too loud, too soft, let me know. We're going to throw a little of the reverb and echo on there. And this is my acoustic version of the classic Beatles track from 1966, also called Eleanor Rigby. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice at the church where her wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, donning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. Why does he care? All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died at the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? The one and only Eleanor Rigby from 1966, the Beatles, of course, Lennon, McCartney, and the rest. Sorry, George. Sorry, Ringo. Yes, that is the Beatles from 1966, Eleanor Rigby, here on the Mega Happy Hour here on Studio Live today. Let us know, were you around in the 60s? Did you enjoy the 60s? Do you love your 60s music? I mentioned on the 60s show that my love of the 60s came from my folks, my parents, who introduced me to a lot of the 60s rock and roll. There was a thing called the 6 o'clock jukebox on some radio stations, changed over the years, that would be every Saturday night. Saturday night jukebox, it was like 6 hours, 6 till midnight, 6 hours of 60s songs, 50s and 60s jukebox hits, and that was always a whole lot of fun. So we will move on to the 70s. But yeah, absolutely let me know if, yeah, your memories of the 60s, any songs, any bands that made a big splash or that you enjoyed. We'll chat about them as we go through. More folks have made their way in. We have a Jeff Brush who is here live. We've got Sam Ryan. Hello to you, my friend. Rick Lisk is joining me over there on Facebook. Good to see you, my friend. We've got Scott. Said, excellent. Paul will be proud. George is still my favourite. There you go. Love some George. Thank you, Metallion. Mary B. Sarah, always good to see you and your smiling face, my friend, joining me over there from Louisiana in the USA. Who else have I've said hello to everyone else who is here. Excellent. Good job. Thanks again for being here. We better have a beverage before we get into the 70s. And I thought this this is a beer from Pirate Life called Mosaic. And I thought this was, because it is a mosaic, a tapestry of genres and decades that we're going through here today, I thought I would drink a Mosaic. And this is my wonderful wife bought me these. These are delicious beers. They're super strong. They're 7% beer. They come in cartons of 16. That's how strong they are. They're like, you can't handle 24 of those. And I definitely can't. But I will be gently sipping a Pirate Life Mosaic throughout the show, because it is the happy hour. And not that happiness and booze go hand in hand, but having a quiet beverage while enjoying and celebrating some music sounds like a good idea to me. Alrighty, let's move on to the 70s. Now, the 70s, I did a poll here, and let's jump over. Let's cut to the chase and jump to the poll and take a look at what people voted on here. There we are. Which one of these should make the cut? Billy Joel got some votes, Just the Way You Are. I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss. We got Stuck in the Middle by Steelers Wheel. Bill Withers nearly got up there with Ain't No Sunshine. But it seems that everyone wants to put Pete to the test and play some Lynyrd Skynyrd. Both testing how, if I can spell Lynyrd Skynyrd, and if I can play this tune, Sweet Home Alabama. So it won, so I'm going to play it. I play it poorly. And you might be saying, why did you put it in the list if you can't play it? That's a great question, and I wish I had an answer for you. I don't, but we're going to give it a go here. I'm going to at least play the first couple of verses, because it's a long song, and it's without, I said this last time, it's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it, without other instrumentation, there's not a lot going on in this song. It's kind of repetitive, so I'm just going to, I'm going to play a little bit. It's probably about half of Sweet Home Alabama. It's got a very cool, very recognizable little guitar riff at the front here, so let's see if we can do this one just at Lynyrd Skynyrd, Sweet Home Alabama from back in 1974. 3, 4. Mr. Young sing about her. Well, I heard old Neil put her down. Well, I think Neil Young will remember. A southern man don't need him around anyhow. Sweet home Alabama, where the suns are so shortest version of Sweet Home Alabama. It got 2 verses and only 1 chorus. That doesn't seem fair, does it? But yes, I don't play that particularly well, which is an excuse, and I'm going to just use that excuse. Now, I thought what we would do here is, because Mr. Bill Withers is no longer with us, and it did get quite a lot of votes here, that we would play our runner-up tune here as well. So I thought I would jump over here. Oops, I've just tapped something wrong here on my screen. I'll jump over here and we will play the classic Bill Withers tune from 1971. It's a bit of a crossover song between the 60s and 70s. This is Bill Withers' classic tune, Ain't No Sunshine, here on the Mega Happy Hour. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know, 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 I know. Hey, I'm gonna leave nothing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. But ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. The unmistakable, undeniable Bill Withers from 1971, Ain't No Sunshine. Another classic 70s tune, and there are a lot of other 70s, so to give you an idea of what we played else in the 70s back in the day, we did Billy Joel, we did some Kiss, some Blondie, some ABBA, some Cat Stevens, Steelers Wheel, Queen, there were so many, Elton John, so many to choose from. We could be here all day playing, but we have to cut it down. We have to cut it off somewhere. Red, or as Jade says here, it's a heavy red now. Hello. Alrighty. So yeah, let me know. What do you think of the 70s? What are the other bands? What was your favourite 70s band? If you're here live, why don't you throw your favourite 70s band here in the chat and watching along? Because I'd love to hear from you. Was it indeed one of the ones that I mentioned just then? Scott says, is there a drinking game with the red? Not really a drinking game. I kind of started because the very first one of these I did, I was drinking Cooper's Sparkling Ale, which is a red can. So I was drinking the red at that stage. But yeah, now I'm drinking not red, but still red is the sign for play a song, have a drink. I like to think that if and when we're able to play live in venues again, I'll be able to play live. And if you're ever at one of my gigs, just shout out red. And it means that someone should go to the bar and buy me a beer. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alrighty. Yes, so Battalion's explaining things there. Thank you, Scott, for your kind words. So welcome. My folks are sitting up for the afternoon for the first few decades. Could fade a bit after that. Absolutely. Yeah, the 60s and the 70s, as I mentioned there, growing up, listened to a lot of 60s and 70s songs, and it was thanks to my folks who introduced me to all the good music. Hello, Carl TV, who is here. Good to have you on board. We've got Adrian Chavez. Glad to have you here. Barry Smith. Hey, Peach, can you sing Lady of Bella? Need You Now as a country song. I don't know it, but could be something that I need to learn. Let's see if we can get some songs going on. We could do some genre versions. Run out of happy hour decades to do. We'll just do a different genre every week. Country, probably not my strong suit. We'll see how we go. Hello, Claire. Good to have you on board here over there on Facebook. Thank you. Adrian Chavez, 79, representing a great birth year, my friend. A great birth year. We 41 year. Am I 41? Yeah, 41-year-olds. We got to stick together. Tom Rochelle said favorite 60s band Jefferson Airplane, and 70s would be Sabbath. Oh yeah, we didn't even go the Black Sabbath, Black Flag, Led Zeppelin. Oh, there's so many out there. Excuse me, getting all choked up about the 70s. Pink Floyd, yes, or Pink Floyd. Oh, hello, Sion. I clicked the wrong button. Yes, or Pink Floyd. Both excellent choices as well. Rightio. We're going to move to the 80s. I know, we're moving on fast here because we've got a lot of decades to cover and not a lot of time to do it. So we will come into my list here, and I've forgotten. Oh, that's right. We've got to go back to the poll, don't we? Thank you again to those who voted on the poll to help us decide what tracks we play here on the show. So we've gone over to the poll here. I'll bring up it on the screen. That's good word saying, Pete. So here's the poll for the 80s. We had, coming in at fourth runner-up was Never Tear Us Apart. Poor In Excess, great song, didn't make the cut. Handle With Care, The Great Travelling Wilburys, also didn't make the cut. No more Billy Joel. Billy Joel got snubbed twice, so no Billy today. We then had Down Under by Men at Work, got very close, but it was Don't You Forget About Me, the classic Simple Minds tune from The Breakfast Club from all the way back in 1980. Hold the line. What year was it? 80s. Here we are. 1985. So you can't get more middle of the 80s than 1985, right? So we will play this one. I'll get myself set up here. Now, once again, this is probably the song that I play the least well of all the ones that we had on the list there, but that's okay. It's what people want to hear. I'm going to play it. So this is, once again, The Simple Minds with a song from 1985 called Don't You Forget About Me. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. Won't you come out and see? Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out. Love strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we're working on. Slow change may pull us apart when the light gets into your heart, baby. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling down, down, down. Will you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by me. Rain keeps falling down, 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 down. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. Don't you try to pretend it's my feeling will win in the end. I won't harm you or touch your defenses, vanity and security. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you apart, I'll put us back together at heart, baby. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. As you walk on by, will you call my name? As you walk on by, will you call my name? I say la, 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la Guitarist will be with me on this one, but I didn't have. Like, I had the chords and the lyrics, but you know how you have the chord changes above the words? Yeah, so my font had compressed the chords and they weren't in the right spot. So that's what happened there at the start. Is that it looked like it went, "Won't you come out about me?" What? So yeah, that was my little mess up there. So I had to quickly on the fly think, no, Pete, just you know this song, just sing it, you'll be fine. Alrighty. Yeah, so that was the 80s. That was 1985. And we'll play another 80s tune here because I do like me some 80s. And I've got a couple here in the list that I'm going to play. This is one. I know that Down Under did come pretty close. Do I play Down Under? Yeah, let's play Down Under. I haven't played this one very much, and it's a really fun song to play, and it's an Australian song. So yeah, that makes it one that we should definitely be playing here. Why can't I find it? Oh, because I'm in the 70s. Need to go to the 80s. Where are we? Men at Work. This one's from back in 1981. It's a song called Down Under. By Men at Work. I mentioned it last time, and I got him completely wrong. It is Colin Hay, who is Scottish, not Irish. I think I called him Irish last time. He's a Scottish fellow and wrote the quintessential Australian song. So go figure. Scottish guy wrote Down Under, one of the best Australian songs of all time, or at least the biggest selling Australian songs of all time, or most popular one. I'm rambling, so I should just get along and play this song. First, need a quick beverage. Red, yes. All right, let's turn this up. We'll give this one a go and play some Down Under by Men at Work. Traveling in a frayed-out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, "Do you come from a land down under? Women glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover." Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. I said, "Do you speak my language?" He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, "I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? Better run, you better take cover." Lying in a den in Bombay, with a slack jaw and not much to say. I said to the man, "Are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty." And he said, "Oh, do you come from a land down under? Where women glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover now." Men at Work with their quintessential Australian song, sort of, from 1981, Down Under. few references in that song. Vegemite sandwich. You'd probably know Vegemite. Australia's pretty famous for Vegemite. Where beer does flow and men chunder. Do any other countries use the word chunder? You can probably imagine what that actually means. I don't think there's any other things in there that you wouldn't know if you weren't Australian. But yeah, it's interesting concept, interesting topic. The Australian song Down Under. Alrighty. We've got to move to the 90s because we're 30 minutes in here and we've gone through the 60s, 70s and 80s. I sound like a radio DJ, the best of the 60s, 70s, 80s and today. Except today's not the 90s, although sometimes I wish it was, just quietly. Alrighty, we'll jump over, see what the folks who are here live have got to say. Everything going on here. Sion is disappointed in my lack of Taylor Swift songs. We haven't reached the 2000s yet, my friend. You just never know your luck in the big city. Jeff says, so hard to list any decades, so much good music. It really is. It's super, super hard to actually get things going on. Mary Sarah, who is here, says 70s was the era of singer-songwriters, which is very suited to beat style. The favourite was Dan Fogelberg. Yeah, how good is Dan Fogelberg? Dan the Man Fogelberg. Did some good stuff. 1000 Watt says the Beatles for the 60s. Probably pretty relevant considering your little avatar there. Looks good. Hello V Overhasten. Good to have you here on board as well. I've probably missed a whole bunch of people telling me their 60s and 70s because we so quickly moved on to the 80s and now we're up to the 90s and getting there. Phil Goen said, I learned the word chunder from that old show, The Critic. It stinks. Yeah, The Critic. Very cool animated show, starring, what's the little dude's name? Not John Goodman. Someone help me out here. Who's the voice of The Critic? He was also in Seinfeld. I can't remember. Old Saturday Night Live crew guy. Someone will know the name, and they'll throw it here in the chat. Lovitz. John Lovitz. All right. Let's continue on here. Metallian learned chunder from sailing. I'd imagine there would be a fair bit of chundering going on the ship. I just imagine Metallian. Lovitz. It was indeed Lovitz. Thank you for that, John Lovitz. All right. Let's continue on. Let's jump into the 90s and see what we got going on here. In the 90s, I've got so many on my list here that I don't actually know what to choose. Although I did put it to a vote, didn't I? I did do a 90s vote. So we better jump over to the poll and scroll on up and see what actually won. I don't think I actually remember because I don't think I checked the 90s and 2000s. Oh, here we go. So, Big Me by Foo Fighters didn't get a lot of love. Everybody Hurts R.E.M. didn't get a lot of love either. My Friends by the Chili Peppers. Buddy Holly by Weezer got close, but the runaway winner was Basket Case by Green Day. People probably know that I love me some Green Day and would be enjoying singing some Green Day. And I do like doing this rendition of Basket Case because if you know the song, it's a punk song. And it's not really a sort of song that you would actually do as this sort of song, as an acoustic song. But I've been playing an acoustic version of it for a long time. It's one of my favourite songs from one of my favourite albums, Dookie, Green Day album, from all the way back in 1994. This is my acoustic rendition of the song Basket Case. Let's do it. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just stoned? I went to a shrink to paralyzed my dreams. She said it's lack of sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. So quit my whining 'cause it's bringing him down. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just stoned? Hey, hey. Grasping to control, so I better hold on. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just paranoid? Am I just paranoid? Or am I just stoned? Hopefully I'm not either. Well, I'm definitely not stoned, and I'm probably not paranoid about much. They kind of go hand in hand, I've heard. Anyway, that was Green Day from 1994, Basket Case, from their epic album Dookie. Hope you enjoyed my acoustic cover of that one. Red indeed. Let's continue on here. So we're stuck in the 90s. Got to play another couple of 90s tunes, don't I? While we're doing our 90s thing. Did the whole Nirvana and Pearl Jam thing when we did the full 90s. So I'm probably going to play something a little bit different here. This is a great little tune. And I was doing some SingStar the other night. Did you know, by the way, here's a Did You Know segment. Did you know that Sony have actually destroyed SingStar? There is no more SingStar. Can you believe it? They've gotten rid of it. It's you cannot buy any more new songs on the PlayStation Store. You can still play what you already have. But yeah, if like me and my wife, you're SingStar fans, this is pretty devastating news. We're now stuck in a time warp, and we're never going to have a new SingStar song to sing along to again. Any SingStar fans in the house? I know it's all about Smule now. Everyone's using Smule. It's that B string. Pesky B string was out of tune. Before we throw the capo on and play this song, wanted to make sure we were kind of tuned up. So let's get our capo up here on our 5th fret, because this is a song from it's 1989. I didn't know that. I put it in here with the 90s songs because it was so 90s. I'm sure I listened to it in 90s. I'm going to say it qualifies because it was very, very much the early 90s vibe. It's from a band called Delamitri, one of my favorite bands from that period of time. They had a few cool hits and good songs and are still kicking around now. And I watched a live version of this song. It's called Nothing Ever Happens. And the lead singer of Delamitri, I forget his name, he was saying that when he wrote this, it was like, yeah, it's basically like a Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire kind of song. Just a whole bunch of different premises. It's not a story. It's not a song that tells a story. It's just, here's a bunch of things that we think are controversial and are happening at the moment. And yeah, this was back in 89. We're going to call it 1990 just to make it qualify. But I'll play this one and then we'll move on and get into more of the modern era. Or maybe we'll play another 90s songs because I like the 90s. Anyway, this is Delamitri with Nothing Ever Happens. Post office clerk puts up signs saying position closed. and secretaries turn off typewriters and put on their coats. Janitors padlock the gates for security guards to patrol. And bachelors phone up their friends for a drink while the married ones turn on a chat show. And they'll all be lonely tonight and lonely tomorrow. Gentlemen, time please, you know we can't serve anymore. Now the traffic lights change to stop when there's nothing to go. And by 5 o'clock everything's dead, and every third car is a cab. And ignorant people sleep in their beds like the dope white mice in a college lab. And nothing ever happens, nothing happens at all. Telephone exchanges click while there's nobody there. The Martians could land in the car park and no one would care. Closed-circuit cameras in department stores show the same movie every day. And the state of these films neither die nor get killed, just survive constant action replay. And nothing ever happens, nothing happens at all. The needle returns to the start of the song and we all sing along like before. And we'll all be lonely tonight and lonely tomorrow. I haven't played that one in a long time, and I don't think the guitar on that one doesn't sound so good up there. I'm going to need to develop a new way to play it down low. It sounds okay on an electric guitar, but what was it? It was... yeah, I'll need to find a different key. Anyway, it's a cool song, so I wanted to play it there. What am I going to play? I'll do one more 90s tune because... Crowded House. I've already played Men at Work, and you can't play Men at Work without playing Crowded House. It's actually an Australian law, believe it or not. If you go to a pub and you play a Men at Work song, you must play a Crowded House song. Otherwise, they kick you out and they don't pay you. Red. We'll have a quick Red before we move on. Yes, Red. So let's play a Crowded House song. Arguably my favourite Crowded House song. This was actually weirdly featured in the TV movie of The Stand, which is a little bit relevant right now, if you ask me, because I don't know if you've seen The Stand or read The Stand. I'm using my keys from my pocket so I don't turn the alarm on here in the house. I don't know if you've seen or read The Stand, but yeah, it's about a virus. Anyway, we'll move on. It's this is nothing to do with that, but it's a song they play, a song of hope when all the people, the survivors, are gathering together. They play it on a record player. It is a song by Crowded House from 1993. It's called Don't Dream It's Over. It goes like this. There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm towing my car, there's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and relief. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. Don't ever let them win. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. I saw, I'm going to get Neil Finn, the other day playing that song, and with his son, I think, who's also a very talented musician, potentially with his brother. I just heard it playing. A lot of musicians are doing similar to this, funnily enough, live streaming, because they can't play live gigs at the moment. So, yeah, support your favorite artists, support people playing and doing their live streaming thing, because for me, this is the norm. I've been doing this for a few years, but yeah, for a lot of these artists, it's the only way that they can reach their listeners at the moment is to play live streaming online. Rightio. Thank you to the folks who are here live again. Got some applause from Desolate Morning. We've got a red from Italian. Hello. 1000 Watts says, Big Me. I would love to play it, but it lost. It came last. I can't play the one that came last, but yeah. Desolate Morning, good song. Yeah, I love that song. One of my favourite songs. Jack Smith, hello to you, my friend. Good to have you here on board. Hope you're doing well. All right, we are going to have to move on. Thank you to Italian, to Scott, 1000 Watts, and Tom Rochelle here. Missed him. There you go, Tom Rochelle. Scott says, Curious Beat, speaking of Australian fans, fan of the church. I never got into the church back in the day, but they definitely had some good songs. And no, I'm not. I'm thinking of the House Martins, Caravan of Love. That's not a church song. I can't off the top of my head think of a church song, which probably tells you that I'm not the biggest church fan. But yeah, they definitely had some good music from my recollection. So hard. You ever feel bad that you don't keep up with enough music? Even these days, and back in the past, people are like, oh man, I really love me some Janis Joplin. I'm like, probably couldn't name you a Janis Joplin song right now, but I hear she was great. Same with Bill Withers. I've really only started listening to more Bill Withers since he passed away, which is sad because he was a great songwriter. And I think I knew he was a great songwriter. I just didn't have the time to listen to all of his music. All right. Let's move into the 2000s, shall we? We are 50 minutes in. We are going to go over time today. It is a mega happy hour, which means it's probably going to be an hour and a half, let's be honest. We've got a lot to get through here. We are going to move on from the 90s, though, and move into the 2000s. Yes, we're going to move into the modern era, and we're here in the 2000s. Now, I haven't checked this one, so I'm going to have to think on my toes here if it's not one that I like to play, but it is. That's cool. All right, so we'll jump in here and check what won the voting on the 2000s. Here it is. It was this song. 21 Guns by Green Day. Clearly there's no Hives fans in the Studio Live Today community. They were the only band to get 0 votes of all of these. They are a bit of an obscure band, but they have a cool song. The Strokes didn't get a lot of love either. Foo Fighters, Franz Ferdinand kind of split the votes there, but it was Green Day in the end from the 2000s that won out. So I will be jumping in now and playing the Green Day song called 21 Guns. Let's bring this up here. I have it ready to go. So yeah, we played one Green Day song. Green Day are a band that I really like. They're a band that started in the 80s, were big in the 90s, kept going through the 2000s and even the 2010s. There's even a musical, the American Idiot musical. Billy Joe Armstrong, excellent songwriter, really good dude. And yeah, they just kind of kept up with the trends. Similar to, I guess, what Pearl Jam have done. REM sort of for a while, then they broke up. But Coldplay have done kind of the same thing. There's a lot of these bands that have continued doing their thing. So we will play this tune. This is Green Day. I'll just make sure that everything's set up there. Yep. This is Green Day with 21 Guns. the pain outweigh the pride, and you look for a place to hide. Did someone break your heart inside? You're in ruin. 121 guns, lay down your arms into the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky. You and I. When you're at the end of the road and you've lost all sense of control, and your thoughts have taken their toll, when your mind breaks the spirit of your soul, your faith walks on broken glass, and the hangover doesn't pass. Nothing's ever built to last. You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky. You and I. Did you try to live on your own when you burned down your house alone? Did you stand too close to the fire like a lie, looking for forgiveness from a stone? The awesome Green Day, 21 Guns from 2009. We have raced through, haven't we? I know. Feels like I'm doing a disrespect to every decade, but that was the whole idea. We focused on every decade. If you are new to the channel or you've missed all the others, we did happy hours for the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties, and 10s. So we did that over the last 6 weeks, and this is week 7, where we're bringing it all together. I'll play another 2000s song in a minute, and then we'll jump into the 2010s. And what I'm going to do in the 2010s is I don't know a lot of music in the 2010s. So I mentioned this before, but in the 2010s I had children, and that kind of meant that the music I was listening to was a lot of Wiggles, a lot of High Five, a lot of Laurie Berkner Band. If you've got kids and you know some of the kindy rock that was in that era. So I didn't keep up with a lot of music, but I did start writing my own music. So guess what? We're going to get a little bit self-absorbent, self-involved here, and I'm going to play a couple of my tunes from the 2010s, because technically, I know it's 2020, but that kind of just sneaks in. Plus, I'm just making it up as I go along, let's be honest. So we'll play another song from the 2000s, and then we'll jump in and hit up some 2020 music, which is my new music. Jeff Brush says, oh, thank you. Green Day songs, you do it great. Appreciate you, my friend. Jack Smith, thank you for the kind words. We've got Siderath, thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you. Metallion, always enjoy having you here. Never going to give you up, never going to let you down. Never going to give you up, never going to let you down. Never going to turn around and stop watching Pete Johns. Yeah, I should Rickroll you, shouldn't I? Should have done a Rick Astley tune. I didn't do... I'll tell you 2 stories and then we'll actually play another song, but I'll just have a quick drink. Red, hello. So the reason I didn't play Rick Astley in my 80s song, and the reason I didn't play U2 as well, is the same reason. if you're a guitarist and you're learning how to play a song, you can go to somewhere called ultimateguitar.com, and it's very cool. It's got a lot of really cool tabs and guitar chords and all the things you need to learn how to play a song. Yeah, good stuff. Some bands, however, or more to the point, the publishers of those bands don't even allow them to put up the chords or the tabs so that you as a fan can learn how to play the song and play a cover version. Now, that is next level lame when it comes to copyright. I understand it. I don't like copyright infringement. If someone's going to try and profit from your hard work and you are a band and they're playing your songs and they're getting money for it, that is all bad. A fan of your music trying to learn how to play it so they can do a cover song to promote how cool your music is, you want to stop that? Yeah, no, that doesn't gel well with me. So sorry, any Rick Astley or U2 fans, I don't play their songs because they don't allow people to learn their songs, and that's my one little protest in favour of that. The other thing was my guitar, I got a setup and I got some new refretting and some nice, all sorts of cool fancy guitar stuff that I don't fully understand, done by Jordan over at the Sound Garage this week here in Adelaide, so highly recommended. If you need guitar work done, go see Jordan at the Sound Garage. So he set this up. And I hadn't tested it with the plug, and I'd just been playing it. I'm like, yeah, this feels great. This sounds great. It's all good. And I get to about 10 minutes before the show. I plug in and it goes. I'm like, uh-oh, we got problems here. I hope nothing happened to the pickup. So I am like, oh, unplug. I plug back in. Uh-oh, it's got a serious problem here. And then I'm like, oh, wait, pickups require batteries. I better just check the battery before I freak out and go, my guitar's broken. How about I check the battery? And guess what? Chucked a brand new copper top in it. Good as gold. So there you go. Sometimes the simplest solution is the right one. So don't jump to conclusions and think the worst possible thing. Don't be a catastrophizer like me and and just think that the worst possible thing, oh, my guitar's broken forever. No, here's the thing. It's not broken forever. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. Hello to Jem. Hello, Peter. I must be in trouble. I'm being called Peter. Good to see you here. Hi. Good to have you on board. Have we got anyone else that I haven't said hello to? No. Oh yes, I wish My Hero by Foo Fighters was on the list. Yeah. Maybe we'll do an all requests show. Maybe we'll do a live show where I learn how to play it live. Now that could be terrible. That could be absolutely terrible. Yes, guitar needed juice. Exactly. It needed its own version of Red. It needed its own additional creativity juice. So yeah. All right. Let's continue on. We'll continue on here. I'm going to play a Coldplay tune just because, as I mentioned, got a lot of respect for Coldplay because they've done the thing. They did the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. They kept relevant. They kept up with things, but they still wrote good and meaningful songs. And this one may not be their most meaningful song, but it's probably my favorite Coldplay song. I played it in the 2000s show, and I'm going to play it again here today. This is a song called Viva La Vida by Coldplay. I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. Used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stands on pillars of soul and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword, my shield, Missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain. Once you were gone, there were never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world. It was a wicked and wild wind blew down the doors to let me in. Shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. But who would ever want to be king? Not me. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, no St. Peter won't call my name. Never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world. Never an honest word, but that was when I ruled the world. Oh, Viva la Vida from 2008. Coldplay. We are in the 2000s and we're kicking along here. I hope you are having some good times here and some good vibes and enjoying yourself. Grab a beverage if you don't have one already. It is the happy hour and it's well past midday here and we are well over an hour. But we are going to kick it into the 2010s because, as I mentioned before that song and the break, I'm going to play a few of my tunes. Because hopefully I don't make as many mistakes when I play my own songs. And I've been playing lots of covers lately. I've got a new EP that's about to be released, like literally in about 3 days' time. My new EP will be released and finished and available. If you've been following along here on the channel while I've been recording and mixing and mastering that, thank you for being here and for watching that. Thank you to Jade Star, who has been a fantastic supporter, as well as folks like Metallion, Tom Rochelle, Sion, a bunch of people I'm going to forget about, Jeff Brush, Scott, SM Borthwick, all of the usual suspects that have helped me out here on the channel. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new around here, 1,000 watts, thank you to you too. If you're new around here and you're getting involved, then good to have you here. Desolate Morning, I knew I'd forget people. This is the problem. When you try and name and shame, or name and promote, you're going to forget a bunch of people. So I apologize sincerely if I've forgotten someone who I should be remembering there. But thank you everyone for being here. We are going to finish up by playing a few songs. Question here, James Barnes, is it going to be on iTunes? Yeah. And I do a terrible job of self-promotion, just quietly. I'll just have a quick drink. I do a terrible job of self-promotion of my own music because I focus very much on helping other people create music. But yes, I do put my music out there. So it's available. All of my stuff already is available on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon Prime, I don't know, all the places. So if you just search my name, Pete Johns, on your favorite streaming or music purchasing platform, you will find my music there. And the new EP will be released to all of those places as well. So stream a copy, buy a copy, help me out in any way that you want to, or just just watch me record it on YouTube. Red, absolutely. We've got the red there. And Lucas says, almost forgot to like until I checked. Yeah, feel free to like the video. Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the kind words from Jem, who says, too underrated, needs more people to subscribe. Sure. Feel free to subscribe. Is it Sunday in Australia? Sure is. It is. It is 12:30 p.m. 100%, 12:30 p.m. And yes, it is a little early to be drinking. I am going to have another one. Bad judgment. But yes, it's because I know it's the evening time. It's very late at night for those in the UK and Europe, and I know most of those folks are in bed, and hopefully you're catching this on the replay. For those in the US and Canada, hopefully it's a good time for you to have a beverage, or just have some water or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. We don't judge anyone on anything around here. You do you. If whatever you're doing, if you're having fun and you are not hurting anyone else, that is my number one thing, is just be true to yourself, do things that make you happy. Jade Star has a great song called Do What Makes You Happy. Do exactly that. And the only thing I'd add to that is do what makes you happy, long as you're not denying anyone else their ability to be happy or hurting anyone else. Knock yourself out. Do what makes you happy. All right, let's play a few tunes. Speaking of which, speaking of opinions, I'm going to play a tune of mine. I've dropped my pick. I need my other pick. Where did my pick go? There it is. Hold the line. This is professional streaming. People, this is professional streaming at its best. So I needed my medium for this song, otherwise it'll sound too loud. So speaking of opinions, there's a tune of mine from my previous album, which was released in 2018. My album's called Selfish Aware, and this is probably my favourite tune to play from that song, probably my favourite tune that I wrote at that point in time. So I'm going to play this one from my 2018 album, Selfish Aware, and then we'll finish off with a tune or two from my upcoming EP called Mayhem. So this one, though, is Your Opinion from 2017. It was actually released in 2018 on my album Selfish Aware. Let's do it. Everybody talks too much. They like to hear the sound of their own voice echoing across the room, and it don't mean much when it's nothing more than your opinion. Everybody shouts out loud when there's emotion, but it doesn't mean a lot to anybody listening, getting up on your high horse, making sure we all know your opinion. Right to say whatever you feel. You have the freedom to express, but there are consequences to everything, so don't look so shocked when I call you on your should it be something that I need to say. Let me explain it to you in one more way. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and that's some physics for you, friends. You have the right to think whatever you feel. You have the freedom to be a tool, but when I come out on your BS, don't be surprised. Time to quiet down. Shh. We're sick of listening to the same old clown, repeating what he said the last time round. I think we're done with your opinion. Already told us your opinion. There's consequences to your opinion. Might be wrong, but it's your opinion. Your opinion. Your opinion. Your opinion. And yes, despite that song, I do care about your opinion. I just think that people sometimes forget to use the word "in my opinion" or the words "in my opinion." It's kind of a tirade, a rant I'm on at the moment. That I think that the one thing missing from people, and this is in music, this is in life, this is in everything, is when they're giving advice or when they're talking to people, they'll make definitive statements instead of saying "in my opinion" and then delivering their diatribe, or "in my experience," boom. Because the thing is, if you say, "in my opinion, I think that the sky is blue," then people go, "actually, I think it's more of a greeny tinge today." Well, then there's no arguing that. But if you say, "the sky is 100% blue," then what are you going to do? You've got nowhere to go. And I know that the sky being blue is not a good example because it kind of is. Kind of like the world being flat. It's not. It's round. So sometimes there are facts, sometimes there is science, but sometimes there is opinion. And yeah, when people are so divisive and making definitive statements that are just their opinion or their experience or what they think, then that's dangerous, in my view. But this is a happy hour about music, not about my worldviews. So we're going to continue on and play some more songs about my worldviews. But first, Red. All right. Before I play a couple of tunes from the new EP, because I've got about 15 minutes left, I'm going to do an hour and a half here today. I'm going to play a song. I'm going to have to turn my guitar down because I really whack my guitar with this one. I'm going to play a song called "Never to Blame." It's a quick song. Everyone knows someone like this. Everyone knows someone who is never to blame. Speaking of opinions and definitive statements, this is a song, about those folks who just seem to go through their life never taking responsibility or accountability for anything and lack a little bit in the humility department. This is a single that I released between my last album and this upcoming EP. It's called "Never to Blame." One, two, three, four. Cross the road and never even look one way. I always seem to know the perfect thing to say, and I don't even wave at other cars when I pass by. Don't have the time, you know I'm such a special guy, and all my friends are telling me that I should be ashamed, but I'm not even listening 'cause I'm never to blame. I spend a fortune, but I never pay the tab. I just don't give a damn when I make other people mad, and I throw my fellow humans under buses when I can. It's doggy dog out there, so why not manny man? And all my friends are telling me that I might be insane, but I'm not even listening 'cause I'm never to blame. That I'm such a selfish little man, but they're just jealous of the way I get just what I want, and everyone is saying I'll regret it in the end. They keep saying karma's catching up with you, my friend, and I don't hear it when they laugh at me and tell me you're so vain. It might take two to tango, baby, but I'm never to blame. A fun little song, "Never to Blame," a single from 2019, I think, early 2019. Don't quote me on that. Yes, you can check out these and all of my other songs just by searching Pete Johns on your favourite music streaming or purchasing platform. Buy a copy, stream a copy, listen to it, whatever you want to do. But it's all available out there. And I'm working on a new EP that will be out in the coming weeks. So we'll finish off here by playing a couple of tunes from the new EP. Red, though, take a quick drink. And I need to catch my breath after that one. That one takes a little bit out of me to play. If I ever play a live set, I'll need to make sure I play that one last. Hello, James Barn. Have I said hello to you, James? I think I have. Hello, James Barn. 1,000 watts, thank you. James says, I'm glad I'm glad Pete is making my day with a literary. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of bad things going on in the world. I know. So yes, please. I hope you're safe. I know there's many things that are happening right now that are not exactly the coolest things in the world. But yeah, so please stay safe, stay calm, do the best you can do. You are one person, you can do the best you can do. And what I can do is give us a little bit of light relief. I'm hoping that's helping you on this Saturday evening or Sunday afternoon or early morning, wherever you are in the world. Righty. We'll continue on. We'll play a couple more tunes. So here's the thing. Yeah, clearly those were were those were angry Pete songs. Not so much angry, but those were frustrated Pete songs that I wrote sort of towards the middle of the 2010s. And yeah, 2017, 2018, 2019. Then we had Mellow Pete, which is which is more just I think I had to get some of that stuff out of my system. And then yeah, the more recent stuff we've been writing is more songs of hope and moving forward with things. So the last couple of tunes I'm going to play, I need to bring these up because they're not ones that I know off the top of my head. So let's bring up my songwriting. Here we are. I'm going to play this one first, and then we're going to finish. So this one tells you a little bit about me. It is called a song called No Apologies. It's going to be the opening track on the new EP. So yeah, hopefully when it's released, you can check it out and hear the full band version. But this is my acoustic version of my tune. It is called No Apologies. Second to last one, and then we'll finish off here on Studio Live today. Maybe I spread things a little too thin. Maybe I'm trying too hard just to win. But my intentions are always the best. Maybe I don't always do what I say. Maybe the deadlines are missed by a day. But I'm here to tell you I'm trying to learn. And I'm running as fast as I can. But the work it never ends. And I try to make amends. But it's not always easy. Maybe I'm biting off more than I chew. Maybe I need to be honest with you. But I just don't want to show any weakness. Maybe I need to step back for a while. Maybe I don't need to go one more mile. So I can keep my promise to you. And I'm running as fast as I can. But the work it never ends. And I try to make amends. But it's not always easy. And I try to do everything I say. But I've only got one day today. When you think I've got it made, must be good to be this way. Look at what the people say. But the roses have their thorns. The biggest critic wears the horns. I think it's time to slow it down. Now I can see the light, and now it's time to make things right for me and you. It's all that I can do. No Apologies from this year, 2020. We're nearly there. That was a song that I released as a single earlier this year. It will be on the new EP. It'll be the opening track of the new EP coming up soon. It is time, I know. Sorry, I'm running out of voice and I'm running out of ability to play because my fingers are going to start bleeding soon. So I'm going to have to do that. Yes, I know, I need to elbow cough. but can't quite. Can't quite. It's hard to elbow cough around a microphone, but that's all right. All of this will be disinfected. Plus, it's only my family here. If I was playing out, then yes, that would be a different story. Anthony Kiedis would be proud right now. Thank you. I like Anthony. Red Hot Chili Peppers vibes. Love me some Chili Peppers. Can't wait for the EP. Oh, thank you, my friend. You are so kind and such a great supporter. Appreciate you being here. Scott, also looking forward to the EP. Been great to be along for the ride. Yeah. So if you missed out on that, there's a whole playlist on the channel of all the different videos showing how I made and recorded and did everything. But all things must come to an end. So we're going to throw the capo here on the 2nd fret, and we're going to play this song. This is the last song. That was the first song on the new EP. This one is the final song on the EP. And I wanted to go out with this one because I've told the story of this 100 different times, but if you're new to the channel and you're just watching this one, this was inspired by my local cafe who had a sign in the window, and the sign read, "Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful." And I said to myself, one day I'm going to write a song about that. And one day came, and I did. I wrote this song. It's a song called Perfect, and this is the one we're going to go out on. Thank you for being here on the Mega Happy Hour, taking us through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties, and then 2010s, which I cheated and just played all of my tunes. But, oh well. Hopefully you had some fun. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. That tells me I should do another one. Do we do more? Maybe. That'll be up to you. Leave me a comment if you want me to do another one. If you want this to continue, maybe we can go down the genre path and we can start attacking different genres. But for now, we're finishing up. This is a song called Perfect. It goes like this. Life isn't always fair, and everyone has their problems. It's easy to hide away. It's harder to find solutions, but I know this for sure. It's in a dress rehearsal. Don't wait to see the sign. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful, they say. But sometimes it feels that way. You will not always win, and sometimes you lack direction. But you gotta stay the course, 'cause you're gonna face rejection, and you won't always know that there's a battle ahead. Sometimes the war is in your head. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. And I don't know what is left to say, 'cause sometimes you hide away and look back on your mistakes. You cannot turn back time and make everything seem fine. So remember, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. To be wonderful. To be wonderful. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you 110%. Time to get away and enjoy my Sunday afternoon. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Keep creating. Take care of yourself and of others. And I'll see you next time. Take care, folks. Bye.